No left turns in. Preps for motorcycle week are underway. We're just doing a quick ride about to check on where all the preparations are and probably see a few bikes and trikes and things. Early arrivals. The official start isn't until tomorrow, but well, day before, folks get out of work early and come on up and start their celebrating and having fun. You can pretty much give up on Wave this weekend because there's going to be about 250,000 bikes in the area. So your arm will get pretty tired if you try to wave to all of them that you go by. If you get out of the Lakes region, you might be able to do it a bit, but all these warning lines and signs and clues that something major is going to happen, yet every year some idiot just goes flying on through these guardrails, and they do it in the winter time, they do it in the summertime, they do it in the spring and fall. Yeah, alcohol's usually involved. So anyways, this motorcycle week that I started talking about, it's one of the top 5 rallies in the country, and as I said, there's between 230, 250, some years 300,000 bikers that descend upon the Lakes region. Started back in 1917, and if you do the math, it should be 101 of them if they were continuous, but this is only the 95th, so there were 6 of them that have been missed somewhere along the lines. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that's because of the war in World War II, where so many things were just called off, and or the fact that the state of New Hampshire just got sick of the stupidity that was starting to go on in the 60s and 70s with riots and whatnot, and they just shut it down for a few years. I think it's a combination of the both. I'll have to do a little bit more research on it, but anyways, all started back in 1917 when a gypsy tour of bike racers came up here and they took over Weirs Beach, and they had great fun, and they started coming back every year, and more people started hearing about it, and more people started showing up, and something big was born. So anyways, we locals, we get through Memorial Day weekend, which is of course the unofficial start to summer. Then we have kind of a calm week in between, and then the next weekend, Motorcycle Week starts. It used to be just a one weekend thing over Father's Day weekend, but the corporate sponsors and everybody started figuring out that, hey, there's money to be made, and then there are hills, and started setting up tents and stuff a week before, and it became a weekly event. And actually, since they started doing that, it's calmed down quite a bit. I was in the late 70s, I was down at the Weirs during the last mini riot they had, and really wasn't much of a riot as far as riots go, but what happened was the Weirs, they didn't have the traffic flow patterns that they have now. When they had two-way traffic, then when it's a hot spot and virtually everybody that's here is there, guess what happens? Well, traffic comes to a stop, and motorcycles don't like that much, so they start overheating, and the bikers tend to just shut them down, and when they shut them down, they're in the middle of the road, and then all of a sudden you can't get emergency vehicles through, and well, you get yourself a situation that the officials feel they have to deal with, and the bikers not so much. They can pretty much take care of themselves, but see a line of the police coming through with the helmets and shields and batons, and start marching people out of the Weirs, and And of course, there's a little bit of alcohol involved, and there's some resistance, and next thing you know, tear gas is being fired all over the place, and well, about then it's time to go home. Read about it in the papers in the morning or watch it on the news. But it really is a sight. If you have if you're into looking at motorcycles of all shapes, sizes, creeds, they got everything up here. They got the custom stuff, they got the stock stuff, they literally have everything. They have some machines that are just unbelievable, and of course people watching's a lot of fun too. You see every size and shape and combination that you might imagine is on the planet. Well, if it's on the planet, they're probably here in some shape or form this weekend. And you see a lot of things that are great to see, and there you see a lot of things that you'll just never be able to unsee. As Pa likes to call it, it's a week of gratuitous sex and violence, by God. But it's fun. I don't know. I tend to, I'll go through the Weirs today, and I'll probably go back and forth tonight. Go over see Ma and Pa, and my second family, but I don't think the traffic will be too bad tonight. Next week, no. If I go over to Ma and Pa's, it's going to be a lot longer than a 9-mile ride. It's going to go the long way. It'll probably be about 50 by the time I get there. But whatever it takes. And as for my riding, it's only been a year since I've had this thing, and of course I picked it up last year, the Thursday before Motorcycle Week began. So here it is, a damn noob on a 3-wheeler, going out with all the folks who think they're professionals and want to be professionals and whatnot. So when most people are heading south and whatnot, I tend to head a little bit north because you get away from. But all the riders and stuff, they'll spread out all over the state, and there won't be too many corners of the state where you can go and hide from the continuous roar and rumble that are all the bikers. Yep, all the tents being set up, and we'll sneak right through here. Yeah, you can pretty much see that even today, this is nothing compared to next week. That traffic will be backed all the way down that boulevard I just came up. So but yeah, all the preparations are in place. The tent cities are up. The actual owners of the Broken Spoke are in town. Take their establishment back. But yeah, this used to be two-way, and you can just imagine when you get bikes parked and stopped and whatnot, it would tend to stop. And today they're letting cars that park over here, but you come back over the weekend and there'll be a row of bikes parked down the middle too. At least they used to do that. I don't know if they, almost looks like they aren't going to allow that this year. But yeah, you can see the bikes stacking up. All the fun and frolic about to begin. Yep. Another spider. Hey, and another one. Huh? Yeah, there'll be a few of them around through the weekend. But yeah, they import police from all over New England for this. I forget how many they have on duty and how many are on standby, but back in the 60s, they used to have the National Guard on standby. I don't think they have to quite go through that anymore. 'Tis the law. I gotta wait for them. Hello there. Hello there. Dirty old man like me get himself in trouble during a situation like this. Mom and Pa actually used to live right over there, so they had front row seats to all the fun and frolic. Could smell the tear gas all the way down to their place. Oh, Sicky's Garage. Good Lord, some of the machinery you see come in here. But oh yeah, you got the motorcycle clubs and the motorcycle gangs, and then you get all the Jax Teller wannabes who are usually the ones to start all the problems, because they gotta prove how tough they are. But whatever, I just kind of try to treat everybody with a little bit of respect and go my own ways. So anyways, to escape the mayhem this weekend, I'm actually heading up north to see Bebby and Bumpa. I'll have to tell the story of Bebby and Bumpa one of these days. Maybe I'll do that on the way up tomorrow. But Bumpa plays in a band whose motto is "We suck but we're loud." They're playing just down the street from where they live, so go up, strap my lawn chair and a cooler on here, and go up and have a good time. Spend the night, get up early on Sunday, and come back. I'll probably go down through, come back through Crawford Notch and go up over the Kank. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna take with me to make sure all my batteries are charged and whatnot. I didn't bring my cameras with me today because I got everything on the counter getting charged up for the ride up tomorrow. I should just have to recharge the drift camera. Yeah, the broken spoke. That is part of the original, and it used to be open for like 2 weeks out of the year, but this pretty cool family got involved, and they came in and they lease it from them for the rest of the year, and it's actually a real fun little biker bar, I guess, but all kinds of cool people hang out there. Go in and have a burger and a couple beers. It's a fun place. Nope. Lost his hat. Yep, he's stubborn. He's going to go back and get it. Of course, he looks like he's me with no hair on top, so he gets to have some protection, or you'll have a redhead in the morning. Yeah, Meredith's gotten a lot busier because Laconia Harley-Davidson moved over here a couple years ago. They have all kinds of events. They have a freedom ride that comes through here on Thursday night. I'm either going to ride in it, or I'm going to park back there where that guy was guarding the parking lot and pop my drone up over the rod. My cousin's voting for the drone. I'd kind of like to ride in it. Honor the veterans and POW MIA cause. This town docks, this is a happy gathering place. They got a nice little outdoor bar. Gains a lot of attention, and of course all the boats that are out come in here and dock. Yeah, come the actual weekends and whatnot, there won't be any cars in there. It'll be all bikes. This little place on right here, Frog Rock, this place will be just a hopping. In fact, I'm surprised it's not a hopping already, but again, it's still the Friday before the week starts. So most of the people are probably stuck in traffic on the way up here. One of the great things about living here, you don't have to drive far to get there.